I got two signs. Okay, these are memorial markers for the free blacks of Israel Hill. Okay, these were the Israelites that were set free by Thomas Jefferson's cousin. Well, actually, the wife of his cousin, under the will of the cousin. Okay, these are the first documented Africans in English America, 1619. These are memorial markers. But what I want you guys to focus on is not the actual inscriptions in the marker. I want you to, identify that these are so-called memorials for these different type of events. This is supposed to be, I guess, I want to say like a good thing or whatever. But what you're going to notice is that if you look up top, the two things that you see that's similar in these memorials is you see a triangle with a circle inside of it and an image inside of this circle. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to blow these images up and we're going to evaluate those, because see, that struck me as strange that they would create a memorial and then incorporate something so demeaning in that memorial, which made me take a closer look, a gander at the actual image and the nature of this image. Okay, so now what we see is we see a triangle with a circle inside, and we see a image. Now this image that's inside the circle is a man standing on top of another man, signifying conquer or subdue. Now this image that's we see in the center, if anybody that knows anything about witchcraft can understand that actually this is a sigil. And what a sigil is it's a desire that's spoken or projected in the center of the circle, and it's imprisoned by the three corners of the triangle. But usually in these forms of magic, like if you research the Triangle of Solomon or Sorcerer's Triangle, you understand that this is not anything that's foreign or new. But when you start to look for a triangle facing downward, it's virtually impossible to find. You can't find anything speaking. I've been to the library, I've been all over trying to get this understanding of why is the triangle pointed downward. Usually it's pointed up, right? But I've discovered this is high sorcery. This, like the other stuff, is like, this the stuff that people play around with, Ouija boards, witchcraft, things of that nature. But when you're dealing with high sorcery and very, very dark magic, these things are enshrouded in secrecy. These things are very hard. You can't just go to a book and get this stuff. This type of sorcery is very volatile. It's very dangerous. It's like, you try to put a love spell on your girlfriend or something like that, and if you don't do it 100% accurate or right, your mother ends up getting burnt in a fire, not dying of smoke inhalation, but dying a horrible death. This is the type of magic that you don't play with, right? This is high level sorcery, and people that don't think that this is happening, you can ask Hillary Clinton about her little spirit cooking rendezvous and what that entails. So we're gonna look and see where the symbol pops up. It seems to pop up in strange places, and when people question or inquire about the symbol, nobody knows anything. Oh no, well, it's just something. We just wear it. It doesn't mean anything. Okay, but we all know that these people that operate in these circles, they speak through symbols. They don't necessarily use the same language that we would use, or the verbatim that we use, because everybody can understand that. So they speak to each other in a language that only they understand. This is why they do that. Okay, so where else do we find this symbol? Okay. So now it starts to make sense, right? Now it begins to be more concise. Our vision begins to get a little more singular. Once we start seeing this symbol in these different places, right? Okay, we see the upside down triangle, right? We understand what it's attached to. So, we know how they feel towards these individuals, right? So you got to ask yourself, why would this symbol be on top of a memorial marker, right? But that still doesn't explain the sigil in the middle and what's going on with that, the spirituality that's going on with that. So, through a lot of clicking and a lot of research, I've actually found when you're looking for this stuff, you have to be specific in order to find it. And with no further ado, let me let you know, right? This is called the Aramaic Beast Circle, okay? This is ancient Babylonian magic right here. This is high Luciferianism, okay? This is what's going on and what they're doing. This right here is the Luciferian Circle of Evocation. Okay, now you guys, you can read and find out what's going on with that. Ephesians 6 and 12 lets us know that for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Okay, so basically what's going on is, it's more under the surface why these people are doing the things that they're doing and why they act the way that they act. These symbols right here represent an idea, right? Now this idea is projected into certain aspects of life, right? And what they do is they put these symbols on things to acknowledge between them, so they know it doesn't really have anything to do with us, right? We the common people, right? And you got to wonder, it's like, okay, well, African Americans have been complaining about police brutality for the longest time. Just in recent times, with the advent of cameras on cellular devices, right, we've been able to capture a lot of this stuff, to confirm that this is not something that somebody's imagining. This is really happening, right? And the spirituality of these people, right, is to deny they genuinely can't see anything wrong. It's because of the spiritual aspect of it. Their eyes are closed. They can't see it because they don't know that these people are doing witchcraft, right? So we ask ourselves, why does the institution permit this? Why does the institution of policing permit this type of behavior? It's because they're all under the same power. They're all underneath the same jurisdiction. Now, don't take what I'm saying and get it misconstrued. I'm not insinuating that this gentleman sitting in this squad car has any idea of the symbolism and what it represents that's sitting on the side of this car. This guy don't have no idea that the symbol that he has on the side of his vehicle is a symbol of oppression. It is a satanic symbol of sorcery. He don't understand this. It's because the knowledge disseminates from the top down. These people at the helm of these organizations who give license to this for this symbol, these are the people that I'm talking about. The institution. It's like, why, if you have a anomaly in an institution or any type of business, especially when it's dealing with negligent behavior. For you not to address the negligent behavior is negligence in itself. This is destructive. This is like having termites in your house. Okay? For you not to address the negligence that's going on, it's like, okay, well, in Ohio, a state where it's totally 100% legal to walk around with an AK-47, a child is in the park playing with a toy gun, and the police jumps out and executes him within 1 second. This officer is not even charged with the crime. Nobody bats an eye about this. It is the institution that is giving governance to the criminal behaviors. At the end of the day, if you even want to take and look at it from another perspective, right? These police unions, due to these negligent acts, right, are paying out billions of dollars. Billions of dollars are being paid out for these actions, right? Who do you think is paying for that? When you get pulled over and a seemingly frivolous ticket, you go to court and it's $200, $225, a ridiculous amount for such a minor infraction, you're paying for his negligence. It will behoove you to consider. And the thing is, the most important aspect of it is that the people who are where these policies are emanating from, who are germinating these ideas that this behavior is somehow appropriate or mandated. The people that create an acidic environment in the body of humanity for disease to flourish. Okay? These people are the problems. Well, I intend to peel back the lapels of the fabric. I intend to show what is underneath the pixels. Okay, what's really going on and what's happening beneath the surface. Because there's things that's going on underneath the surface and behind the scenes that we do not understand. And I intend to reveal to the people who is actually responsible for what's going on, for what's happening, for what you're seeing. It's the power behind the power. Okay, these are ancient deities. Okay, the people in these positions that's implementing these ridiculous ideologies, right, are powered by ancient deities. You understand? This is nothing new. This battle is an ancient battle that has spilled over into modern time. We have bits and pieces and remnants of what's going on. But the truth is, the people are being manipulated by a small, seditious group of individuals. These individuals control all or most of the mainstream information distribution centers. People keep saying that it doesn't matter. The past doesn't matter. The past does matter. Because this seditious group of individuals are the ones that are controlling the information governing the past. They're creating paradigms in your mind that are not real. They create narratives in opposition to evidence. Their most powerful resource is what I like to call intellectual mercenaries. These people are very dangerous, highly educated, and respected public figures who lend their influence and intellectual prowess to the agenda of certain groups
These individuals are afforded all the lights and bells that opulence can provide. The machine uses these intellectual mercenaries, along with the inherent credulous nature of man and their mob psychology, to navigate the ship in the direction that it sees fit without regard to the safety or security of the passengers or the cargo. When is it not okay to challenge an idea in which the facts align in a manner that is not consistent with reality based on tangible evidence? When is blind obedience demanded in such an arduous disregard to the truth that the facts? In what society is the truth considered detestable and the falsification of facts esteemed and glorified? This very idea is a social disease. This disease has absorbed deep into the tissue of the American doesn't discriminate against those that stand in opposition to its agenda. Whatever it may be at that moment, the people speak out against this machine, and the machine pulverizes them into destitution or obscurity because of it. The machine pulverizes monetary gains as a sleeping in success. But the administrators of the monetary industry are majority shareholders in the interests of this machine. But when you look at historical figures like Marcus Garvey, Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, those whose impact and influence on civilization is felt worldwide, you cannot measure their success in a devil's currency.